Hello, welcome to Gaia Night Online. My name is Nicole Owen, and technically we are Gaia Day Online and live. So, because of circumstances, none of us could have done the Monday Night Gaia Night Online. So I thought I'd jump on today, Tuesday, April 28th, and pull cards for the happenings of the week. So, excuse it, but it's here. Woo! Better late than never. So first I want to just say, I want to send some loving energy to Mimi Clark. She's still in Santa Cruz and she's supporting her mom. So if you want to send some love, some light, some healing to the hearts of her and her family, that would be awesome. So just keep her in your heart, and hopefully we'll get Mimi back soon. Maybe we can fly her computer to her so we can have Mimi back. Okay, first thing is first, we have the moon in Virgo until Thursday, and I'm a Virgo. So what does that mean? Having to do with being in Taurus. So Virgos and Tauruses, my husband's a Taurus, so this is interesting, but Virgos and Tauruses usually work well together. They're both earth signs. So the practical or the reality nature of this Virgo energy in the moon in our subconscious might allow some really great things to manifest or some building to happen during the moon period of this transit. They really can work together. They sync up very well. They like to, be grounded and really get some hard work done during this time, and maybe get a little organized these next couple of days. Really get some things into order because we do have a full moon coming on Sunday. It's exact on Sunday. So get some things organized because we have some things going to be pulled up on Sunday. So let's see what the cards will say for the moon in Virgo. So I got the stress card in reverse. So this means try to alleviate any stress that you may have, anything that's stressing you out. So this is a really good time, and I like that it was in reverse. That means it's not overtly stressful, but if you don't do the necessary things and put yourself in order, it can end up stressing you out going into this full moon. So get what you need to get done. Really set a good foundation for this, because if you don't, and I don't want to give you a warning here because, I don't want to be like, dur, 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 but it's like, if you don't, you can have unnecessary stress. So you don't want that. Okay, so then on Thursday, we move into a moon in Libra. So Libra is all about finding some balance, and, so we want to find some balance with this stress card, but finding balance, also kind of maybe feeling a little better, maybe even a little more romantic in this Taurus energy. Taurus likes to spend money, and so do Libras. So be careful on spending too much money, but you might want to do something a little more luxurious moving into the weekend. Now, we are building into a full moon again, so find your balance. Find a nice balance. Virgo is all about organizing your reality. And then also Libra is like, okay, now that we have organization, where can we find balance? So let's see a good card for what we have in store for our Libra moon. I like this. We have the inner voice, which is also the high priestess. So in this time is a really good place, especially moving in to Saturday and Sunday, is to go within and see what you really need to work on, and maybe bring some of that subconscious energy to the surface. Because as we go into the full moon, which is an opposition of two energies. So on one hand, we have the sun in Taurus, and then the opposite is the moon in Scorpio. So Libra is a really good way to transition into this and really going into that inner voice and seeing what needs to be brought up specifically to you. So the energies that we have with this full moon is, here's this Scorpio energy coming on. So Scorpio energy is about transition. Transition, it's death, rebirth, sexual nature. It's kind of the deeper, darker stuff we don't necessarily want to look at. And Taurus is about a lot about self-worth, to be honest with you. But they're also, you know, how we work, and they call this the producer of the zodiac. So how are we producing in our lives, and what needs to be transformed? So, you know, Taurus is all about the earth, and Scorpio is all about, you know, the fears that we have on this planet, the death, the sex. It's things that are a little misunderstood. So what do we need to transform in our life to be better manifestors here on earth? What will help our self-worth? So really going into a lot of that coming up this weekend. So let's get, there's a couple of things that I want. Feels like more than one card for this full moon. So let me see what comes up. Full moon in Scorpio. Okay, let's see. Transformation. I don't make this stuff up. So we have the transformation card, which is the death card. Okay, so full moon in Scorpio. So, but what I love about this card is that it's the phoenix rising from the ashes. And they have all these little, every hand has an aspect of something that will help. This lotus flower is of blossoming, of new life. The sword of truth, but also kind of cutting cords. We have breaking chains. We have this yin yang symbol over here, which is the balance of light and dark. And then we have this snake, which is all about transformation and shedding old skin. Then I have this card, the participation card. So it might be transforming you, and the way to manifest now in your reality may be by working with partnership. Also learning the balance of giving and receiving receiving in community. Because you might be giving too much and not receiving, and then that is stopping your manifestation, or you're receiving too much and not putting forth enough effort, and then you are also stifling your manifestation and your self-worth. Maybe you don't feel like you're worth receiving anything, or you don't feel like you're worth giving your gift. Well, this is something that you really need to look at and transform and see if you can find the beauty in your gift and the courage to give it to others or receive help. Where are you blocked? So where are you blocked? And I pull one more card. So you might be comparing yourself a little bit to other people. Well, my gift is not as good as this person's gift, or they are so much more qualified than me, or you might be resentful because someone who's not as qualified as you has a better job. Well, we got to get out of this comparison a little bit. Maybe that's what needs to be transformed, and really own who you are, and what your gift is, and then the perspective or the way that you give it, because people are going to resonate with you other than some other people. And don't judge how many people that is. It might be quantity or quality over quantity this time. So getting out of the comparison a little bit. So that's the full moon. We have on Thursday, so we're going to go backwards. I wanted to do the moon cycle first. But on Thursday, we have Mercury going into Gemini, and that's its home planet. So we got some good Mercury stuff coming up. But on May 4th, we have Mercury starting to go into a shadow period. I apologize. I have somebody working on the lawn outside. So Mercury's going into a shadow period, and then it will go into retrograde in a couple weeks. But before that, let's just go into Mercury going into Gemini. Creativity. So I like this because Geminis are very chatty. I have Gemini ascending, so we like to chat and be intellectual a little bit, but we're also very fun. So bringing creativity and bringing it out to the world. This is also the Empress card. So you might find some really amazing power in your expression this cycle. Then again, we're going to move into a retrograde period, and then we will swing back. But go ahead and be a little more creative, coming this Thursday and seeing what comes up. Maybe do some writing, creative writing, and maybe even do some spoken word or poetry, something of this nature. Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be done? Let's just do one card in general for this week and see what we need. Maybe a little extra help this week. Okay, this is the totality card. This is a really interesting card. It's 3 people on a flying trapeze. I always find that this is about divine timing. It's also about don't spread yourself too thin or try to do too many things at once. Okay, so maybe put your focus this week on one particular thing and do that perfectly, and just kind of use that to be your bridge and swing to the next thing. But you have to take one step at a time this week. So don't spread yourself too thin, and trust the people around you may catch you when you're at that moment. I hope that makes sense. All right. Well, that is your cards and your astrology for this week. I hope this finds you well. Thanks for listening. Check us out on GaiaBlooming.com. You can also check me out at NicoleOman.com. I am a life coach and a tarot reader mainly. I dab in some astrology, but these things came from Miss Mimi, so thank you for that. And we will see you next week. Thanks very much. Namaste.